Hey yo, it's us again.
We are back.
We are so back.
So back.
We're back. Match 5.
Indeed, coming up. We are also going right into it because they're already starting to play.
Hell yes, that's what I love to see. Some good old-fashioned Magic the Gathering.
We are
Time
also
to adjust all the names again.
no.
It's okay. Breathe.
Okay.
We got this.
I think at some point I will figure out a very loading ready run pause kind of setup where we just have things
Yeah. Future. So I guess you can do a bit of setup, and I can talk already about what we've got going on today. So
yes,
the two players that we have in front of us. On the one hand, we have Micha, who is here on a 3-1. Micha is on top. Yes.
Yeah.
He's straddling the top with his version of Red Deck Wins.
And so he's 3-1?
He's 3-1, Micha,
Holy shit,
who is a relative newcomer still to the scene, but has been absolutely grinding this
he has been.
mono red deck, and it looks like it's been paying dividends for him because he's made it to the feature match table in a spot where maybe a lot of other people might have folded to something like a fast reanimator, for example. Let's hope that we can see a better performance from Red Deck Wins here. And on the other hand, we have Stefan, who is playing Blue-Black Value, I believe was the name of his deck. I'm very interested to see what exactly that looks like, but it sounds to me like some version of mid-range, I think.
Just Stefan?
I mean, let's see, we can get the
actual names.
here. We can get some actual names in here, that's right. And this is the penultimate round of Swiss. There's only one more round of Swiss to play here.
Yeah.
They're both 3-1.
Ube
Value is
value.
what he called it. Yes.
Okay. Oh, great. We don't need to change this. Beautiful.
I mean, need to remove the red. Oh, it's already gone.
Yeah.
And then
Stefan's
red
name is Stefan Schumann.
Stefan Stürmann.
Stürmann. Of course, we don't have a Ü. And Micha is Micha Franz, right?
Micha Franz, yes, that's him.
Okay. We didn't quite see who won the die roll. Which, of course...
No, but that's, again very important for Red Deck Wins. Yeah, definitely.
Wanting to be on the play. Also, Red Deck Wins currently has all the colors. Let's remove them.
Beautiful. All right.
And then let's just get a Goblin Guide.
Goblin Guide, all right.
Beautiful. Okay.
Excellent. So
we got the Scryfall tech.
We got the Scryfall tech. 4 cat, just for you. Get to see all the cards now. All right. Some immediate appreciation for the card highlighted there. Gerion is really, honestly, shout out to Gerion. Just like a quick round of applause. He's been absolutely crushing it with the tech. We've had some issues. Micha does not have a game point already.
Doesn't have a play win, so let's...
Yes.
It also seems to have mulliganed at least once. I think just once. So he is on a starting 6, which honestly, if you're an aggressive deck, is really fine. Ooh, and we see a classic snow-covered mountain into Soul Scar Mage.
Beautiful.
From Micha.
I think you'll have to be careful to not type too loudly, by the way, otherwise that
I know.
might
It's gonna
show
be
up
in
on
a.
your...
It is a
We have a
Niven
filter,
mic.
okay.
No, it's more like it won't pick up much from here.
Facing away.
But of course, I
wanted
of
to
course
throw
have the
that out.
loudest. I took the loudest keyboard that I had and brought it into coverage.
All right, but an Inquisition on the other side is going to take away the most relevant card here. That looks like a beautiful FOMO. Somebody really lovely must have lent him that one. We have a Burst Lighting and then also beautiful Zakenzen. So ended up mulligan down to 5, is that right? That looks like a rough spot for him to be in, but at least he is on the play. What do you think this Inquisition is going to be taking here?
So I need to remember how to write Inquisition of Kozilek. Yeah. There you go. It took the FOMO?
It took the FOMO, alright.
Interesting. I mean, the 2-drop, right?
Definitely.
What is the...
cutting off the tempo.
Sokensan is the land
Sokensan is a channel land.
Channel for 2 goblins, right?
Yeah, 3 in a red, make 2 goblins with haste. Alright, we have Sokensan being played, and let's see what he ends up following up with here. Definitely not the start that Micha was hoping for.
No.
Going down to low resources. You were saying that aggressive decks don't mind mulliganing.
Right.
I do think like red deck is specifically a deck that is not too happy with going so low because as many cards as possible in your deck just say deal 3 damage to something, and the less you have of those, the more difficult it is to count to 21.
No, that's true. That's true. I think as opposed to other aggressive decks where like
the round timer, by the way, is 53.
Okay, we are at 53.
Yes.
Let me get that. We do get the burst lightning just in the face, I think.
Just to beat face with this Soulscar Mage. It seems very aggressive, but it is 4 damage this turn. Maybe it just feels too bad to not have anything to do, but against blue-black value, as Anna's in the chat, celebrating the card highlighter. Yeah, we got that tech.
We got that tech.
What's
the round timer right now?
The round timer right now, meow, is 52:30.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I got it.
Yes.
We see. So Stefan is already at, or quote unquote, already at 14 life.
Yeah.
Damaging himself with fetch lands, among other things. But really, as we're going to turn 3 for the red deck next turn, and also it looks like Micha went second instead of first.
Oh, interesting. Wait, why do you say that?
Just because we're like he just played Burst Lightning Soulscar.
Yeah.
And if I understand it correctly, Stefan is now going into his turn.
Oh, I see, but. Well, then I guess.
Or did he play the Flooded Strand? Or
I thought he played.
No. He's going into his turn and will be on 3 lands.
Okay, fair.
Also, pointing out that he's fetching 4 basic lands.
Yeah, definitely. Why would he be doing that, Gil?
Because of the prevalence of Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon in our format, which turns off all your non-basic lands. Which is too bad if you want to play Magic when you are a blue-black control deck and all your decks, all your mana tap for red. We see another discard card.
Is that a Dread Fugue at this point? So discard something with CMC 2 or less, and we're looking at a Flame Slash, and that other card is possibly an Incinerate?
No, I think that's a Dragon Fodder.
Oh my god, Dragon Fodder. Did he go that deep? Wow.
Dragon Fodder I also find a very interesting include. I think it's like one of the promo printings.
Funny.
Wait, I want to look really quick.
you want to see what that card was? Alright. I'm curious as well now. That to me looked like.
It's not Dragon Fodder at all.
Is it like a roast or something?
It's Incendiary Flow.
It's Incendiary Flow. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
I think Dragon Fodder would have been insane.
Dragon Fodder, there is a very good,
there you go.
like Boros tokens list floating around as well that I know some people were thinking about bringing, which would have made good use of that Dragon Fodder. Although that card is probably not even good enough for that.
I think it'll be fine. I think you can still play Dragon Fodder. Just because it's 2 creatures that are on a spell.
So we had the Dread Fugue and then something that took care of the Soulscar Mage. Now following up with an Inti. Alright, that's a powerful one. That is...
It's really hard to see.
That has to be an Inti.
And it's immediately dying.
Okay, that Inti is inted. It is immediately fed the yard.
I mean, report a mid-diff. But... we are discarding an Archon of Cruelty?
Yeah, to this collective brutality, that was a collective brutality?
And are we going to follow that up with like a reanimate? What is happening?
I'm also very confused. Is this on Micha's turn?
And he did
because collective brutality is a sorcery.
Yeah.
It is it is blue-black.
No. Okay, it was for sure on Stefan's turn.
Yeah. Oh, we got a Lelia, alright.
Micha is following that up with the leg space.
Yeah, the leg space is enormous.
Anyways, we are following this up with a Lelia.
Beautiful.
Use this.
I mean, this is
No,
quiet.
but
Oh, I see.
it doesn't work. Lelia.
Lelia the Blade Reforged. This is a haster that gets in and flips the top of your deck, and you can cast that this turn. Definitely a nice one to get back in if you're resource light.
Yeah.
But it looks like that just exiled a lightning bolt, I think, which
He can't play right now.
it's probably rather sad to have that one go away, but terrifying to see that Archon of Cruelty in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And how big is this Necrogoyf? Necrogoyf, of course, a creature that for 1 black mana, it's as big as the card types that you have in your own graveyard. One of the weirder versions. Oh no!
No, of course not.
Nethergoyf.
Necrogoyf, not we keep getting the Necrogoyf.
Why did they call it Nethergoyf when there was the Necrogoyf? Okay. They should have called it like Solo Goyf, you know?
Yeah,
Then you know
I mean, because
it's-
of just your graveyard.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Solo Goyf here, only
Yeah.
counting your graveyard.
And a
Currently
Nile Spellbomb.
being on 3/4. Nile Spellbomb not doing anything in this matchup. We
not doing
see
anything
a
indeed.
card that has a lot of glare, but I'm assuming it's a
Some kind
Flame
of removal
Slash.
spell. Which, interesting, yeah, that is a Flame Slash. Interesting that he's going for it, because couldn't the Spellbomb just be cracked in response to make this bigger?
I'm
Wow,
honest.
okay. Pitching the force there to protect that Nethergoyf. Interesting.
Yeah. Whoa, wow. Let me have another sip of my Club Mate,
Which is empty.
which is empty.
Yeah.
One sip.
One sip, that's what they call you.
One sip Girion. Because I'm having a really hard time following all the removal spell interaction.
This is a really back. I mean, I have to say, I'm positively surprised at how tenacious Micha is being. He kind of got to 3 lands and has just been playing cards from there on. Like, yeah, maybe not the most mana efficient with the Inti there and some mana left open, and his starting turn with the Soul Scar Mage, and then next turn just like Burst Lightning Phase was kind of weak, but
Yeah.
I think it definitely feels like he's not as out of this game as we've previously seen RDWB when it was behind.
We do see Stefan
Yeah.
on, I think now 4 lands, so also a little bit land stuck. We are in a position where all the draws for Stefan are so much better
Another
than for
3
Micha.
drop.
Oh.
Is that Earthshaker
No,
Canada?
no, that's the Fallout card.
Synth Eradicator, yeah.
Eradicator.
Just due to our new Scryfall setup, everything else has gotten a lot smaller on screen.
Yeah, so
and
we-
it's harder to see.
we do not see anything. But so wait, can I have this larger? No, that's the opposite of what I want.
Yeah.
Well,
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, that's what we
Synth
are,
Eradicator, which is basically another version of Lady.
basically.
When it attacks, exile the top pocket of your library. You can play it this turn. So does the same job basically. Doesn't grow like the Lelia does. Getting in here now, and I mean offering the trade of this Lelia just getting eaten to push damage is also very interesting. I was thinking maybe he has like something like a Price of Progress in hand to push the final damage,
Yeah.
but the price
Price
is
of Progress-
looking extremely weak against.
Yeah, the price is very wrong.
Maybe he's on like Fiery Confluence, you know?
Like you,
Get
what
him
you,
for
what
6.
You
Get
do have
him.
to understand the red mage's mindset, which
Yeah.
is
Hit
there's-
face.
Hit face. Face, in fact, is the place. It is free real estate, but at this very moment, it's looking not great because Stefan's life total up until this combat has been stuck at 14 life.
I think that's 11, but
That could be an 11.
It definitely is.
Wow.
Is still quite high.
Oh, lol. I also didn't see that the basic lands are proxied, which I agree is incredibly base.
Incredibly basic.
We see an Earthshaker Kenra.
Alright, now an
exiled
Earthshaker
by the Lelia, I presume.
That would have been a nice one to cast to get through.
Yeah, but it's sadly not even entering the yard in order to be able to be played from the graveyard. No Eternalizer.
Tragic.
The Lelia is being eaten. The damage
Yeah, so-
has been done.
Getting 3 damage in there, but
Mhm.
sacrificing the Lelia, that has to feel awful.
But we do also have 2 electric energy.
We
on
do
the
have
field.
2 electric energy.
So,
Beautiful.
do you think Pikachu G-Max is still part of the meta in this format?
Dude, I've been grinding that Pokemon Pocket right now. I don't know
Pokemon
about
Pocket?
you.
Okay, you gotta get on that Pokemon Showdown.
Pokemon Showdown.
Dude,
alright,
Pokemon
well.
Showdown is really hard.
Yeah, stop
Um,
distracting me from magic.
Anyway,
Tamio.
we get both have the energy for the Synth Eradicator, which is also another source of damage that we might accrue, so that we can get those bolts to the face of Stefan if he doesn't find any source of life gain. But he cannot actually find any source of life gain because another beautiful card has landed on the battlefield for Micha, which is
The Ferocidonk.
the Ferocidonk.
I made you question how to spell it. There we go.
The beautiful bit of it is it says you can't gain life. Players can't gain life. And every creature that enters the battlefield for Stefan will ping him for 1.
Yeah,
And
also
like-
for Micha, but he don't care about that.
He don't care about that. Micha is also still at
That's
20
a
life.
Dorothy Voidwalker,
That is
so
a-
dealing 1 damage. That's very interesting that he ended up attacking with the Tamio there, because now that Ferocidon can definitely get in for 3
Yeah.
because of the Menace. Otherwise, he would have had a free block on it.
Yeah.
I could imagine that Micha once again sends in the lads, attacking
Indeed.
for 6.
I
That
mean,
one of them is going to get blocked.
It's a mountain.
Mountain Exile is not what he wanted to see.
He's probably still gonna. Is he gonna get the take
He's
the
gonna
energy?
get energy, I think.
Do you
but
think so?
I
Because you can
mean,
also just play the mountain, hope for like.
I don't think you care about the mountain, but like he's gonna get, I guess, blocked by
Exactly.
this.
Like the
Nethergoyf.
Nethergoyf. The Nethergoyf is going
We
to.
got it.
Wait, what do we see here? Oh my god! Where did that come from?
Is that a reforge of the soul? What?
No. I think that's the thundering.
Oh, the miracle?
But like miracling from.
That's the miracle that does 5 damage to any target?
Where is it? Thundering.
It's Thundering Wrath, I think.
It's not Thundering Wrath.
Okay, Thunderous Wrath then.
Thunder.
Thundere.
Wrath. We got it.
Yeah.
That is what that is.
That is the miracle Thunderous Wrath
But
to
how
deal
did he?
5 to any target.
But how did he draw that card? Where did it come from? Because it's like.
Is he hard casting that?
But he doesn't have
No,
the
he
mana
tapped
for it.
1 mana.
But also like he
I'm
didn't.
very confused.
I mean, they are also confused. They are also discussing the card.
Yeah. Possibly we got a judge call here. Maybe he tried to cast it. I mean, obviously, really unfortunate to reveal that he has that, but
I mean, it doesn't really matter because players can't gain life, and Stefan is at 4.
that is correct. Yes. But Stefan can certainly now leave up a counterspell or something, which I guess he might have probably done already, anyways.
Yeah.
But Micha in no threat of dying right now, and has the Ferocidon that is gonna come in for some safe damage next turn, as it looks on the current board state. If this
If the
other
Tamio
creature
attacks
also
again.
gets to live,
Yeah.
if the Tamio attacks again, or okay,
So something died.
yeah, that was blocked. That was
Right.
the Synth Eradicator that got blocked by the Nethergoyf,
Yeah.
which is now under the Dorothy Voidwalker.
Which can be cast
Can be cast, yeah.
by
Although I
sacrificing the Voidwalker.
don't think that that is currently of any interest to Stefan.
I'm really very confused by the things that happened in the
Yeah.
last couple. Just because there was a bunch of back and forth, and Thunderous Wrath is in somebody's hand. I believe Micha probably drew it and then didn't realize that he had Miracle.
Or maybe he thought he could miracle it like
Later?
at any point in the turn. I don't know. Do you mind just if we scooch this
Yeah.
a bit in your direction, by the way? Then
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be close enough to see what's happening on
Yeah.
cam.
Yeah, I understand. And
Thank
then
you very
I can-
much, Kat. By the way, we're trying.
We'll try. Okay, so a little breathe in.
Yeah. The
Okay.
Voidwalker is getting in. Well, okay. The Tamio is getting in as well. So
So-
that telegraphs quite clearly that Stefan either has an answer for this Rampaging Ferocidon, some removal spell, or will be playing another blocker. As currently
He's at 4 lives still.
he is at 4 life, and he would be going to 1 off of this. And let me tell you, red deck wins. Very good at doing 1 damage.
Yep.
Take your pick. Lava Dart, Spike Field Hazard.
Okay, the players are having loud back and forth. We can
Yeah.
hear it through the door.
Got some bans.
Got some bans.
Looks like there wasn't a land drawn.
Oh.
That's Eidolon of the Great Revel.
Eidolon.
That's gonna punish
of
everyone
the
for
Great-
casting spells with mana value 3 or less.
Yes. So
Which the UB value deck, probably 80% of that deck is mana
so
value 3.
Stefan has exactly one spell left that he gets to cast.
Yes.
And he has also we're looking like a group sludge deck right now.
Yeah.
Like for any creature that enters the battlefield for Stefan will do 1 damage to him.
Yeah, that's
any
right.
spell that he casts will do 2 damage to him, and he cannot gain life.
Yeah.
So like, what do you do now?
I see how Micha got to 3-1. He's
I do also
he's
see
really
that.
putting in work here.
And so we're-
Snappy. That does 1 damage to him, and then he gets to buy back something for 2 damage.
no, that does 2 damage to him. It does 2 damage to him.
Oh my god! Wait, is he
Because-
just dead?
I feel like he goes to 1. I mean, he goes to 1
Is
if
this
he
just
casts
an
a-
ambush viper? Because he takes 2 off the Eidolon, and then he... Oh, maybe this is still in response to the Eidolon.
Probably.
It's probably in response to the Eidolon to flashback some
Like, he does have a spell
counter
snare.
spell or something.
He has a spell snare in the graveyard.
Yeah. But, I mean, even with that, still going down to 3 life is extremely scary. And as soon as Micha draws a mountain, he's also firing off that Thunderous Wrath for 5 damage straight to the dome.
Yeah. Rockin'.
Rockin'
Rock-
like
rock-
it's hot? Or
No,
what?
no. Coming straight to your dome. Freestyler.
Oh, freeze.
Freestyler.
Carry on with the freestyle.
Bam, 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 bam.
Alright.
Going straight to your dome.
Microphone.
Exactly.
Okay, this is... Wait, we gotta get back to the game.
I mean, there's nothing happening. We're still waiting for this Snapcaster to find its target.
Yeah. Which we still assume is in response to the Eidolon. Okay, he's untapping now.
He
so
just flashed in the.
he just
What
ambush
is
vipered.
happening?
He truly just ambush vipered the
I thought
Snapcaster
there
mage.
was a spell snare.
Should we
somewhere.
pull up the Snapcaster mage for
Yeah,
the
let's
people
pull.
to
Let's
see?
pull up the snappy.
Or do you want to pull up ambush viper? That's actually probably more relevant.
No, I actually want to pull up a harmonious. What I actually want to pull up is Encore Electromancer.
Oh my
exactly.
god, is that the Hatsune Miku
Of course, that's the Hatsune Miku.
version?
Miku would never deny her fans at least one promised encore. Miku.
I guess Micha is okay.
Oh my god, we're getting a big 5 mana spell from our
5. Is that a Lorien reveal?
No, it's the reanimate.
It's enter the catacomb or something. The catacombs. It's definitely the catacombs.
From the catacombs.
From the catacombs. So this is gonna reanimate a creature.
It's gonna
It's
reanimate.
It's Archon. Oh my god!
What are we doing?
What a brutal turn of events. Okay.
But of course, so he sacrifices
But
the
he can't gain
Ferocidon.
life.
No, but he sacrifices the Ferocidon.
Yeah.
Therefore, okay, players are continue to be confused, but for sure, Micha is sacrificing the Ferocidon.
Yeah.
With that gone, Stefan can again gain life. He's just passing the turn.
I mean, that sounds like it's game.
Okay, don't count him out. He still has the 5 because
He still has the Thunder
Stefan
Wrath, but he's missing the
Stefan
the
will
map.
dude, this is so funny. Stefan will gain 3 life,
Yes.
which will put him to 5,
Yes.
which is still
Still in
dead
range.
to Thunderous Wrath.
True. I guess it's just interesting that he decided to sack that one because this one's dying to the Archon now anyway. So wouldn't you have liked to prevent the life gain with the?
Yeah.
I don't know, just.
Dude, this game is so insane. Also very confusing because
Oh, he
and
scooped
he
it up.
scoops it up.
Wow.
Wow.
Is he out of it? Is that just lethal? Okay, we've got 6. Because he's sacking. Yeah, that's just lethal with the ambush viper.
That's so funny.
Wow. Okay.
Like that's not what I
What
expected.
a wild swing.
What a
No,
wild swing from.
I mean that one seemed like it was very much up in the air, like very close for Micha to get the win. But
Yeah.
that's what Red Deck does. Like that's the critical moment is striking when your opponent is at that 3-4 life margin. You got to be able to find. If he had found one land, he would have won that game with the
I think
cast Thunderous Wrath. He just must have forgotten to miracle it or something.
I really gotta say, I mean, if he might have had it.
He might have had it in hand. That's true. Yeah,
right?
but we saw his hand at the very beginning, and he didn't have it. So at some point, he must have drawn it and not miracled it.
Oh, we did see the hand.
Yeah.
Oh, for
he got
bunch of
Inquisitioned,
inquisitions.
right?
Yeah. I think really important in this position like this, where you made like a really critical error, is to and then losing at a point where you thought you had it. You really have to reset.
Yeah.
You really have to reset, take a
The
big
mental,
breaths,
yeah.
the mental, because like we all know that Magic is a really, really big mental game, and having played Micha, he sometimes can get to a spot where he's like, this sucks, like I'm lost anyways.
I've lost kind of. I think he showed a lot of grit there to even grind through those beginning turns of. Basically, my hand is just soul scarred.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burst lightning.
That is super fair.
He kept ripping Lelia, Synth Eradicator, like Inti, you know.
Yeah.
He definitely.
He had the mental
held on,
fortitude.
yeah.
He had the mental fortitude to get to this spot, and so it is so much sadder or so much harder to then still turn around and lose in such a tight match. Yeah, I really hope Micha takes the next one. He's gonna be on the plane.
Timer is off, by the way. This one says 31 or 32.
Let me have a look-sees.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
But
I was just thinking, has this game really been 40 minutes? That would be extremely long for.
Maybe I put it in 50 minutes instead of 60 minutes.
Yeah. Do you quickly want to check with our head judge? All right, we're quickly checking.
Yeah, we're wrong.
We're off. We're off, guys. In a season first, we got something wrong. We made a mistake. You need a drink.
You need some water or like a.
I have water if you want water,
water.
but I would also take a mate.
Yeah, let me organize with our head judge to grab us a mate.
Sounds good. We're gonna get the commissioning the judge to get us a mate, as judges were intended for. It's a very interesting swing at the end. Let me just pull up the Archon of Cruelty, which ended up getting reanimated. Not even to speak of the initiative, which also got put into play, but Archon of Cruelty, so when it enters, your opponent sacks a creature, discards a card, and loses 3 life, and you draw a card, gain 3 life. So very much swings a lot of life total, swings creatures, and just kills you dead real quick. But of course, with the life gain prevention of the Rampaging Ferocidon, that one was held a bit in check in the end. And we're starting off again once again with another hand attack spell. This time it's the Dread Fugue. This one takes a CMC 2 or less card, and we're looking at I saw a Legion Warboss, a Teamer Battle Rage there, and I can't quite. Oh, that's a Chandra Dressed to Kill, I think, possibly. So got multiple 3-drops with the Legion Warboss and the Chandra Dressed to Kill, and then the. Is that a Fire Blast? Or I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, nice. We got Mate. We got Mate in the building. Thank you so much. We started off with a Dread Fugue, but it cannot take either the Legion Warboss or the Dress to Kill.
Oh, that is so funny.
Wait, luckily he already got the Mox Diamond off before that. Otherwise, on the play, definitely would have taken.
Bring me up to speed.
Yeah.
We saw City of Traders.
City of Traders got discarded to Mox Diamond. So we played a Den of the Bugbear turn 1, and a Mox Diamond discarding City, and then now on turn 2 or on turn 1, Stefan Dreadfuged. Unfortunately, did not hit anything.
Yeah,
rough one there, and then he had the land into Legion Warboss, which great start for him. I mean, he's got to be happy with this one. The Legion Warboss, it does a good Rabble Master impression. It's a dude that makes dudes.
It's a dude that makes dudes, and also beautifully, that's why we have Mox Diamond in the mono-red lists, right? Like, you want these really impactful 3-drops to come out swinging on turn 2 already. That's really the power of the mono-red decks. When they get the Chrome Moxes, when they get the City of Traders, when they get the Mox Diamonds to get their 3-drops out a turn early. And, like, yay, you get to play a Tamio, but that really isn't going to get you ahead in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, this time you can block the Legion War Boss, but that's not really where you want to be. And we've got a Delayed Blast Fireball now. That's my mistake. I thought that was a Teamer Battle Rage for a sec. Thanks in the chat there as well. The Delayed Blast Fireball, this one, you can cast it for expensive to do a lot, but you can also just cast it for 1 red to deal 2 damage to each opponent, each creature.
Okay.
I'm not sure why we're casting this pre-combat. At this point, the Tamio
he knows
block
of it
anymore, but
he knew of it. He saw it with a
I suppose so, yeah.
But like
it seems very aggressive. Okay, we're getting another goblin, and then probably attacking with all. I should
also
hope. Okay, and we got the mentor trigger.
Yeah.
This one, Legion War Boss, he's an experienced goblin. He's not like other goblins.
No.
He knows which end the sharp stick is, and he's telling the other guys to point it at the enemies.
The guy.
Teaching, learning by doing, as they say. That's a real general, to be honest. He gets in there with the boys.
He does get in there with the boys. What I'm still a bit stunned by the Delayed Blast Fireball.
Yeah, I also can't quite understand that one, I'll be honest.
Because you could have played it at any other point during the turn. He was tapped out.
We've got the life totals that were accidentally swapped around, but okay. So we're looking at 12 life for Stefan right now.
I mean, I also would say right now we are in the position that you generally get in this matchup, right?
Yes.
Red came out swinging. Maybe to make sure the Tamio doesn't block, but don't you want the Tamio to block in order to get to kill it?
Yeah, I'm also confused by that one. I feel like you wait until after combat. Possibly he was truly just trying to push damage and hoping that...
Because the Tamio not
still
blocking...
haven't adjusted the timer, by the way.
Oh, I haven't? Okay, we are at 26.
26:30 now.
Yeah. Very curious.
Yeah, very curious. It's also possible he... I don't know, maybe he was fearing that he attacks and gets goozled in some way. And so he wanted to get it in before combat. 26:15 now.
Okay.
Like maybe he was hoping for some kind of reaction to that spell, which then maybe lets his Legion War Boss attack. I'm not quite sure.
I'm sorry, I think I'm changing the wrong number here. It's...
Oh, now you made it 40? Yeah, wait.
Oh, the volume has to be... Oops. Yeah. I'm changing wrong things.
Now it's 26.
And pressing OK. Yes. Speaking of pressing OK, we do have another Nihilist Spellbomb, which is just really not what you want to see in this matchup
Not for the matchup,
because it basically means you have to pay 2 mana to cycle your card through.
Micha flooding again, unfortunately, but he does at least have that Den of the Bugbear if you want to pull that one up.
Yep, which he's doing right now.
Animating right now. Beautiful with that Goblin. Imagine if that was a Goblin Rabble Master. That thing would be schmacking.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's making more goblins.
He's making more goblins.
So we got a budget Rabble Master and a Rabble Master on a land.
He's on Goblin Tribal right now.
Also, let's pull up Rabble Master. Rabble Master, for those who don't know, the OG Rabble Master.
Rabble Master is the OG Rabble Master. That is true.
Shocked everybody's business by just being both a threat and a threat-producing machine on one card. With the downside of other goblin creatures you control attack each turn if able.
Nobody cares.
Turns out, goblins do want to be attacking generally most of the time. We see a fetch being cracked by Stefan on the other side of the table. Let's see if he does have an answer. If he has an answer, what do you think? Killing the Den or killing the Warboss?
I think at this point you kill the Warboss if you can. That one is just making a threat every turn. The Den, at least you have to invest 4 mana to be able to activate.
Yeah.
And then you're right, he does still have the Chandra Dress to kill, which is a nice follow-up for kind of refilling your available cards to play if you're all out. Which is like adding the red mana, basically not important. Dealing in 1 damage, sometimes relevant. But for the most part, I think you're plussing this to draw an extra card.
Yeah. I think I was thinking more in the direction of killing the Den or the Legion Warboss. With Chandra in hand, you want to kill... I would want to kill the Legion Warboss. just because
Personally,
you don't need to spend mana in order to activate the Legion War Boss.
Is that a bitter triumph?
It is a bit of a triumph. He's not paying a life for it, and he is killing.
Discarding a daze.
And he's discarding a daze for it
against 5.
against 5 lands. He is killing the land, curiously enough.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, killing the land also lets Chandra not immediately play a new card.
I mean, you're not playing Chandra this turn anyways. I don't know. I think...
Tough call for me.
It is possible that he was better triumphing the land because that one you have to do at instant speed, and he might have some sorcery speed removal that he's looking to use on his Legion War Boss as well.
And also he can block the Legion War Boss with the Tamio.
Yeah.
Not the Bugbear.
I mean, I still think we have to say that Micha is putting on a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's down to 4 life on Stefan's side. Is that right?
Yeah, Stefan is on 4.
So what is Stefan looking for here to balance the scales again? What do you think he might be able to?
Not a Toxic Deluge. That's not going to be it.
Toxic Deluge would actually save up this board, but then you die to the first bolt.
Exactly.
Wait, you die to the genre.
You die to a lot of things. He does have one clue. See, that's what makes the matchup tough for blue-black value. You spend a lot of mana just dawdling around.
That's true, yeah.
And you don't really...
Not really the matchup for cantrips. That's more a mid-range kind of thing. Filtering your hand and
preparing for something nice.
Attacking with the Tamio. That to me signals either he is going to wipe the board or he's so desperate.
Yeah.
For another clue, although he hasn't.
Does he play Damnation?
Does he play Damnation? That's a great question. I mean,
he's
blue-black value. I would assume we're on desperation crack mode.
Yep.
But even if you rip a fatal push or something now,
what do you do?
There's too many threats on board, and I think.
Okay. We're flipping Tamio.
Right, flipping to use the +1.
And so now they're all 1/1s, but that's still...
I mean, that's still...
they're still lethal, going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, still for 4 damage. Yeah. He has 1 blue up. Vapor Snag? Any Vapor
Snaggers? Okay.
Yeah, but no, he concedes.
Game for Micha there.
Game for Micha.
Nice. Love to see it. We've got a game 3.
We got a game 3 going.
This one's going to be tough for Micha since he's back on the draw. And as we've discussed many times, really not where... I guess aggro in general, but mono red specifically wants to be.
But we've seen the longevity that Micha can pull out.
Yeah, I think if he hits a Chromox or a Mox Diamond again, then
he's basically on the play.
He's definitely in the game.
And I do think that with a lot of the new cards, having just random exile your top card and you may play it.
Yeah.
The new red deck wins of the 2025s. They do
a lot more longevity.
Before
so many Lelias.
Before you struggled less with your control decks also having just random threats on the board. That is also a new thing where suddenly your control deck's opponents just play for 3 mana a card that you just will not be able to deal with.
They played on a big old eye.
Or they just something where you're like, oh, how did you get 5 toughness on turn 3? I will just not win now.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you also just don't run out of gas like you did before
for sure.
Immediately. So the win condition of you need to be so fast that you're under the opponent's deck, going under it, is not necessarily as
it's definitely less the case than it used to be.
You don't need to always, you have this ability to go long.
I mean, Micha is also playing some spice, the Thunderous Wrath. Holy hell,
dude!
Imagine dying to Thunderous Wrath.
I mean, Thunderous Wrath is a beautiful magic card. This is whenever I see stuff like that, I'm always I think we should be on Blue Red Burn, just the mystical for Thunderous Wrath. Oh, does he have enough lands? I think he has 1 land, but I see the Goblin Guide. I see he has a snow land, he's keeping it.
Okay. We're starting that Scalding Tarn.
There is a snow-covered mountain.
We have a land in play. That's a good start.
And there's the Goblin Guido.
Guido Gublino. So this one, probably the most classic red aggro like embodiment card of all time, right? It gets in there, haster 2/2, just you smack him real good, and then maybe sometimes they draw a card. Who cares? Certainly not red deck wins, because by the time they draw that land, you're like, hope to have them dead anyways.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is. There's the classic printing.
GG. You know, that's what this card is called.
Yeah. I mean, getting all of these extra lands for blue back value is very nice, but we don't care about that. We truly do not care about
I
that.
do think it's important to point out here that Stefan has been extremely diligent about fetching basics.
Yeah.
We also saw that in match 1.
Ooh,
And that was
there's
the
the
days,
days.
okay.
Very, very important to get that off the board to stimmy the tempo. But of course, days also sets back
Second
Stefan
land, okay.
by a turn.
Yeah, he basically just gave Micha the play.
Yeah. I think seeing Micha not having
not a 2-drop.
not having a 2-drop, not having anher 1-drop,
That's rough.
makes the decision really good. What is the
No black mana yet.
What is the land called again? That you said?
I'm not sure. Is that a Karn's Bastion?
No. It's the snowland type. Land type snow.
I am not sure.
Creature. It is here.
Oh, it is Bastion.
Frostwalk
Frostwalk
Bastion.
Sorry,
Exactly.
not Karn's Bastion.
Which is also a reason why there are so many snow-covered
yeah.
lands, snow-covered.
They're
lands.
also very pretty.
I
Both
myself-
players here, same choice of basic.
Yeah, the Zendikar.
By the way,
the Zendikar
full art Zendikar.
The first full arts. I really thought,
that's right.
like when that came out, I was like, oh my god, full art lands,
Yeah,
insane.
insane.
Whoa! I for my cube, I immediately got like full arts.
Yeah.
Because I thought like that's never gonna.
They're
happen
never
again.
doing that
Never
again.
never doing that again. 5 years later,
one of the biggest money.
all of them are full art. It's ridiculous.
That's another thing. It's just like every artwork, like every card right now comes in 5 different artworks.
Yeah. And we used to get to choose between 3 full arts.
Collective
Unhinged?
brutality to take care of what was that?
In Inti.
Inti. Okay,
Inti.
yeah.
Yeah, we're now in the
Stifle. Wait, what is happening? Oh,
He's discarding Stifle.
He's duressing as well.
Yeah, and we're seeing Legion Warboss again. We're seeing Eidolon of the Rebels. We're seeing
There
the
is
Blood
the
Moon.
Magus of the Moon.
Sorry, Magus of the Moon.
Galvanic Discharge.
This is another deal 3 to player or creature. What is the last card?
I am not sure.
I feel like that's a Duskmourn card.
Well, we'll see it in a sec.
I think he's getting the...
That's not like a fanatical firebrand, is it?
What he
It
just
looks
discarded?
Yeah, no, wait, not what he discarded. He discarded some like burn spell, right?
Yeah, we looked at when we thought this one was Goblin. We thought it was Dragon Fodder, but it was
Yeah.
actually Incendiary Flow.
That's
Incendiary Flow. Fire.
Wow. Dragon's Rage Chandler. Okay, interesting.
No, it was not Firebrand.
Deciding to play shamans in his goblin deck.
Yes.
This has been a weird game to start off with. And he gets to waste the Frostwalk Bastion there.
Oh
and
my god.
There's
Oh
the
my
eye.
god.
That's the big eye that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is now. We've talked about that this is going to be rough for Micha, and he had clawed back, but clawing back from a Oculus. And a very disgusting one.
extremely difficult.
Abhorrent Oculus,
It
if
is
you will.
abhorrent.
Which is going to make every upkeep of Micha, Stefan will get another blocker.
Yeah.
Getting past that will be hard. And then, speaking of clocking, Stefan is going to be clocking in for 5 damage every turn
That's
against
right.
Micha.
Yeah.
It's...
The Crystal Vein. Let's go.
Let's go!
I mean, that one's also rough when you're starved on lands. It is at least a mana source, but it looks like he's really starved on mana. Needs to get up to... That guy just saw an Oculus. He's like, oh, no.
Shit. Uh-oh.
Honey, I'm not coming back home tonight.
Man, I wish I could zoom in even more. Yeah, no, let's go back to the big eye.
Yeah, the big iron. So this one is it's a 5/5 flyer. You deal 6 to play it. But these blue-black decks, they have no problem filling their yard up.
Yeah.
This one's coming down turn 3 a lot of the time. This time it was turn 4, right? He got to Wasteland and then play the Arc.
And I mean, how do you, like, so you don't kill, usually we say, oh, 4 toughness, haha, you don't kill it unless you have Flame Slash. Now even Flame Slash will not save you.
Does not kill this one, yeah. So it takes, I mean, this is such a value negative if you need like 2 burn spells to take care of this one, and then now he gets to untap with it. That feels truly awful, because now you basically, as the red player, you're thinking, okay, even if I find the Lightning Bolt plus Lightning Strike or whatever, then he probably has the counter for one of them. He's gonna discharge on the manifest. Wow. Okay, that.
Just also for you guys, like you read the text maybe, but here is we have these 2/2 creatures.
Yeah,
that
this
will
Oculus is making a 2/2 every turn.
Exactly.
Every turn on Micha's upkeep.
Yeah.
So he got to deal with this one 2/2, but there's going to be another one coming next turn. We're charting a course here. Just a bit of card draw to maybe filter into that counter spell. It's chart a course.
Oh, sorry.
Not charting course.
We are charting a course, but that is not what the card is called. There you go.
So, I mean, I'll be
is
the first
over?
one to say it.
Over?
How about Top Deck Thunderous Wrath?
Oh,
that
does kill
5
it!
damage! That kills the Oculus! We figured out the deck!
We figured it out! So, again, going back to...
that blue-red build.
That blue-red build
mystical
for...
I mean, I think if I'm in blue-red, I might just be Vapor Snagging this, but...
Also pretty hot. Pretty hot.
Vapor Snag? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I'm just, like, force spiking it when it comes down.
That's so funny.
We do have a lot of like blue-red temples.
He manifested Snapcaster Mage, which is really funny. He could turn that manifest token over by paying the mana cost if it is a creature, which is hilarious because right now he could turn his 2/2 into a 2/1 for just 2 mana. Beautiful. Nah, Micha, I'm really sorry, dude. Not looking great. You can sack it to get your Magus of the Moon out.
I mean, we have to give big props to Stefan here. He truly has been extremely diligent about fetching his basics. He basically never opened himself up to be mooned. And, I mean, it does come at a cost.
Pull those pants up.
I'm just going to ignore you. It does come with a cost. Like, he didn't have double black, double blue on turn 2, which I think in any other matchup with a fetch land, you're doing that every time. You know, you're getting your underground scene, your undercity sewers, and
or
whatever.
Oh my god! So we talked about how surveillance are the juiciest thing on the planet.
They're the
and
new
then
juice.
having
Dragmangler has been
goodbye.
deposed.
Having the discipline to turn 1 not go. I mean, I could. Why not? Why not surveil all of it? Why shouldn't I just get a surveillant? Going for basic island with no place.
coming in here just to hang
Saying
out.
hi. Saying hi to the other busted
that's
cards.
the card we were unsure of earlier, right?
Which one?
That's just the OGR Ragavan, no?
Oh, that is Ragavan. I
just
thought that was a human.
Yeah.
No, I had like a completely different...
I mean, Ragavan in some games terrifying. In this game,
he's a 2/1.
It trades with a 2/2.
Yeah, he trades with that.
It trades with a Snapcaster. I mean, Stefan...
Are we flying in? Yeah, Are we flying in? Is it time?
Deciding to go on the offensive here, probably. I mean, you also don't want to give Mono Red forever. Like we did talk about, if he rips another land, like, we could really be in business for him to find something.
I don't see it, though. Even if he rips land, like, we are in the upkeep. We have upkeep trigger.
Yeah, we're manifesting something else.
Dude.
You know what else could do it? Is a big delayed blast fireball. But that's
from exile.
6 mana.
Yeah. No, I mean...
Yeah, but wait, you can flip into it with Lelia.
Exactly.
Or something like
exactly.
that.
I think that's why it's in, like, too, because there's so many exile things.
Right, yeah.
So that
that's
you
what
can
we
then...
were talking about. Yeah, exactly.
So that you can play it for 3 and still get the 5
By
damage
the way,
to everything. What up?
The Raw Dog delayed blast fireball for 2 free blocks did win the game. He did win that game.
He did win that game. Would he have won otherwise?
So it was objectively correct.
No,
you
but
know how it works.
honestly though, because it made Tamio not be able to block. It dealt a total of 4 damage. And remember the board state that we were in? He had exactly 4 damage on the board.
Yeah.
And so the Tamio had flipped, which is huge in this matchup, because it gives -1, -0 to all enemy creatures. Yeah. And maybe Stefan had a point there to be stabilizing if he had another 4 life.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't I'm still curious about the play for sure. I'm still not getting it, but
he would have taken 2 damage less that turn, but not had the Tamio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess, but then you wouldn't end up with a flip Tamio.
Still no third land here. That's another collective brutality.
Oh, we're playing 2 collective brutalities?
Pitching a brain surge? Didn't we already see a collective brutality this game?
For Stifle?
Am I tripping?
I think.
Okay, he scoops him up. Maybe he like missed. Oh, that might have been a Mystic Sanctuary to. I might have just seen a Mystic Sanctuary to get that back on.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there is a Mystic Sanctuary.
Yeah.
GG's to Stefan. Stefan handling the Red Menace from Micha.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I think it is a very, very classic matchup of the aggressive deck against the control deck, and we see the power that the control decks have gotten by cards like Abhorrent Oculus to just slap down an insane threat very early on that is not just threatening offensively, but also so powerful defensively, blocking any offense that Micha even imagined of bringing up.
Yeah. Should we try and get one of them in here for an interview?
Yeah, let's do it.
We have a few minutes.
There's
going to be turns, probably.
Yeah,
Some weirdos are going to be on, some absolute slogfest, grinding out.
Yes.
All right, let me find the old camera swappy here again.
Swap.
Okay, let me go into the scenes, and there we got the commentary cam back again. What is up? It is me. Definitely really excited that we got to see Monored do more of its thing again. I think it was truly sad to kind of have that poor showing. Okay, I'll try and close the door a little. I'm sure the sound is wonderful. Yeah, glad that we got to see a bit more of a showing from Mono Red there. I think definitely was close to taking down that game as well. Yeah, I mean, if it hadn't been for some massive threat like that Oculus, of course, you can always talk about it would have been a different game, but without something big like an Oculus or a Baragoyf, he definitely had a lot of game. It looked like that Wasteland was actually very crucial as well in delivering the victory, because he was just truly strapped for mana, and then the only thing he had was the Crystal Vein, which you sacrificed to make a play. Like he was just very behind on board, which is funny because that's normally the spot where Mono Red is advantaged in, right? Mono Red has no resources in hand, but very much resources.
Open quite well.
Resources on the board, and we got Stefan coming in for the winner's interview. Come on, have a sit down. We've got the camera here if you want to scooch in it just a bit more. It is rather tight.
Sorry for that.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, the first game unfortunately was decided because of a ruling question.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
the Thunderous Wrath.
Yeah, my opponent basically didn't know that for Miracle you have to reveal the card to play it.
Oh, gotcha. That's rough.
And
that would have definitely made a huge impact. Yeah,
that would
have been the game.
That would have been the game.
That would have been the game.
You were on like 4 life or something.
Yeah, so that was like a bit a bummer on the game, I would say. But the other 2 games, I would say, like RDV is always like a tough game to do. So
it looked like good magic. I mean, there was some beautiful line there with bringing back the Archon and stuff. But game 3 getting closed out for sure by the big old floating eye, the Oculus.
Yeah, the Oculus is pretty good. Like I said it to some people, I didn't play Magic for almost 1.5 years, so
wow,
almost like no game. And when I picked up my old deck, like in the past, I played in this slot. So I played Heavy Reanimator in the past, and I switched to a more like value deck.
Yeah, sure.
And in the past, I basically played in this slot the Grave Titan, which is kind of
Hilarious.
yeah, which is 6 mana. You can
Yeah.
cast it out of a Dark Ritual or out of a mana drain, and you can play it basically when there's too much grave hate
Yeah.
involved. And now you have like Oculus, which is basically 3 mana.
Just
Half the
insane.
cost.
It
Like,
is ridiculous.
it's
that's right,
ridiculous. Yeah.
So how's the running been for this tournament? How do you feel? Do you have your eyes on the top 8? Are you happy with how far you gotten already?
Yeah, sure. I'm just here for fun with some
You
friends.
truly come out of hibernation for this tournament?
Yeah, so
Wow,
I
incredible.
spent now 2 weeks brewing a bit, and like the decklist I came up with, I mainly try to build a meta deck against Scapeshift and Lens,
Smart. Good.
which for me are the 2 strongest decks right now. So I play all of the back to basics effects, and I even play all of the anti-search cards,
Okay, yeah.
like
Are
even
you on like Shadow of Doubt?
even Shadow of Doubt.
Okay.
Hilarious.
So
So this is kind of a meta deck against against the back decks,
Against
best decks
Johnny.
in the field, against Johnny.
You're also from Berlin, right?
No, I'm originally from Würzburg, but I'm living in Portugal right now, so I traveled here.
That's super
wow,
cool.
we're so glad to have you. Wow, amazing.
But I'm frequently in Berlin.
Nice.
Right. I guess generally like looking at the field, so you're on this like blue-black mixture of mid-range and reanimator. What are like some matchups that you're hoping to hit?
Yeah,
or
I did
something
not.
that you're trying to
I
dodge?
did not hit any Scapeshift or Lens deck
Yeah,
so
okay.
far.
So
those
you
I
did
want-
build to
tho-
try and snipe them. Yeah.
Those I want to meet, like the one game that I lost so far. Yeah, so for me, like RDV is kind of always a bit luck based. I won now both RDV matchups
Okay.
that I had to play, but yeah, I mean, it's always like a tough challenge if they just draw perfectly.
Sure.
And they just like
When they're on the play, it's like
they just win
What can
against
you
you. Yeah, so I'm open to all of the matchups. Like in general, I think there's kind of value decks that can combo out a bit. They are positioned pretty okay against everything. So mainly for me, it's to don't make too stupid plays, I would say.
Sure. And that's going to be more relevant as the day drags on as well. We have one more round of Swiss now, and I mean, with your standing, you're potentially looking at top 8 as well. You're 4-1 now, right?
Yeah.
I think so. So you're definitely in a good position to get there, and you want to be making sure that you're not making any mistakes
any
or that the
blunders.
mental stays strong.
Yeah.
Do you have any prep that you're doing before top 8? Maybe if you make it in, something
No, I
to
mean
move yourself up.
my last Highlander top 8 is quite a while ago, so I'm
Right.
rather the senior player here, I would say.
Well, then I think we just want to wish you luck. And
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming to chat to us, and hope you make it to top 8, that we get to cast you again.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan.
Bye.
Incredible. Shadow of Doubt, guys. Let me just quickly, for anybody who doesn't know Shadow of Doubt,
Oh, to get Shadow Doubt.
we got to get Shadow of Doubt on here, because this one's a true spicer if you haven't heard of it before.
I thought it's 1 mana, but it's 2 mana.
It is 2 mana. This card is from original Ravnica. If it was printed today, it would probably be a Phyrexian mana.
Probably.
Players can't search their libraries this turn, draw a card instant. That is hateful.
Yeah,
That is hateful, Gavin, when you say-
it's like you try to counter a tutor, and then you also draw a card, which is hilarious. He's on all the anti-search synergy. Isn't there also like the weird orb that says like for 3 and the blue players can't search libraries? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm going through
It's going
my
through.
mind palace, but I can't. I don't see what you're talking about.
Incredible. Library. I do want to shout out. Wait. So I mean, there's Asher Dream Renderer, but I'm looking at.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, we're in turns right now. I guess you were gonna shout out something. I want to give a shout out to Micha. I think he could be super proud. Like 3-1 for. Oh, there we go. You'll have to switch the other cam to see it in a sec. But
yeah, but
I
Micha.
think, shout out to Micha. Like really been putting in work, grinding red deck wins, like we were talking about earlier as well. And he has been putting in work and not necessarily showing up at the top of our weeklies, but. Sometimes he gets up there, and I think today, he was really pushing for like a highlight finish, and 3-1, super proud of that, I'm sure already. 3-2, he could still take it to 4-2 if he just, now he's learned how Miracle works.
Learned how Miracle works, which is a really stupid mechanic.
Yes.
Like you have to actively be like, hello, this is the card I do. I didn't put it in my hand.
That's some just like rule stuff so that you can't cheat with it, which makes sense, but
unfortunate when you then put it in your hand and you're like, okay, well, by the way, I have this Miracle card, and it's like, yeah, but you've shuffled it in your hand, so like I can't confirm that it is the card
since I started playing like Metamorphosis Fanatic now, since that one came out, I've just learned to draw every card like, okay, now it's in my hand. Do we know who we? Oh, sorry, you were going to show the other card.
It's not important. It's just like, haha, look at this 4-mana garbage card. This stacks piece that like.
Yeah, let me play that in Artifact combo where I also want to search.
This is symmetrical. My tutors are called Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Gotcha.
No, I also wanted to say how cool it is that like Stefan came over from Portugal. I guess.
Yes.
Like,
oh my god. Like we've reactivated the sleeper agent. He hasn't played Highlander in like a year and a half.
I think that's so cool.
He came here. He brewed his little brew again. And like,
his little meta deck.
He's on 4-1. He's 4-1.
It's so cute. It's nice, and this is the beauty of the Highlander community that goes beyond kind of like. Not to dip on any other formats, but it's such a niche kind of specific thing where people are like, yes, this is the Magic that I want to play.
I think like any community that finds its niche, right? Shout out Pauper, Pre-Modern, like all of those, like CEDH as well. They're so lovely because they are just there out of love of the format. Like we're out, these people aren't out here playing their 40-man grind Saturday because they care about winning some like grand prize that's on the line.
Ace Savannah
is on the line. That's a serious prize. Like
it's
awesome stuff from Willy, but they're here because of the bragging rights. They're here because they want to spend a day playing Highlander with the homies and meet new homies.
Seeing the
coming
community.
over from Portugal to play again. That's awesome.
That's so funny. We're gonna throw it over to a quick break.
Very quick break. We're already
4
minutes in turns.
I think we probably will be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I just want to check in with Anna about like the next feature match because I want that to be Artifact combo.
You want it to be Artifact.
I want to see that deck. So can you check on the Excel sheet maybe who the name is?
The Artifact combo.
Yeah.
That's Carl Dang.
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 Oh, I'll be making lots of jokes with that. Cool. All right. We'll be back in probably like. Yes, it surveils the card you don't take. Okay, no need to recheck. We'll see y'all in like about 2 to 3 minutes.